I look how I feel, which is completely whacked out still, and anything but a beauty guru. But anyway, hopefully I'll look a bit better at the end. I'm going to wait for you all to join me, because today, one of the things that I wanted to show you is this, which I bought last week. And I'm going to tell you why I really love it. But I'm going to wait for some people to join me first. And while I do, I'm going to put on some moisturiser so we can get ready. You can get ready with me if you are watching maybe and need to get ready. Hello, someone's joined. So I'm going to put on some of Daniel's primer because I am loving this. Give me a bit of glow. So I'm going to put on my usual foundation, and then I'm going to show you this product by P. Louise, which is, they're basically new out, and they're books. And what I like about the books is that they've got everything, apart from the lip products, they've got everything in the one book. So I like that. I always like having things that you don't have to pull a lot of things together, especially recently because of my mobility issues. You know, I've got loads of makeup sitting in different places. And if I have to get up and find a blush and get up and find an eyeshadow and get up and find, it just puts me off. So I love anything that is a kind of all-in-one solution. Right, that's the Daniel Sun Blossom Primer, which I know was gifted to me, but I'm loving it big time. And I've been messing about with it, mixing it with all sorts of different things, as you've probably seen earlier this week. Right, now I'm going to put on my Doll 10. How is everyone this week? I've got the quiet watchers watching me rather than the commenters, I think, which is fine. Don't worry. Do whatever. It's very, what's the word? I can't think of the word. But we're very informal around here. It's not Downton Abbey or anything in my living room. So I'm just putting on my TCE foundation. I'm not putting on the Doll 10 primer because I've got Daniel's primer on. And I love this because it covers up my pigmentation really effectively. Although I wish that QVC would get medium in their concealer back in stock, because I quite like to go lighter under my eyes. Now I'm going to use, I definitely need to use some colour corrector under my eyes because I've really been suffering with fatigue this week. Maybe some people are trying to comment, but they're not coming through, so I'm not ignoring you. Now I'm just putting on this amber colour corrector under my eyes and on my cheek peaks. I've been on the phone to my GP this morning, my doctor, and I said they put one of my tablets that was prescribed to me by another consultant, they put the dose up by more than half when I was in hospital, and of course it's just stayed on like that. And when I questioned them on my follow-up video appointment, I said, why did you increase that? They said, oh, we don't know. I thought they were going to say it was a particular reason. Oh, I don't know. No one seems to know. So I just said, look, can you lower it again? I'm on enough, and I don't want to be zonked out anymore. And that particular tablet that I'm on has got the side effect of making you feel drowsy. So now I'm going to use the concealer to brighten under my eyes. It's like there's so many different people now that don't link up. I'd love to have a moan about it, but if I do, I won't stop babbling. And then you'll all pop up and start saying hello to me. Once I get on my high horse about something, there's no stopping me. Right, I'm going to use my concealer, which will brighten under my eyes. So the product that I'm about to show you, they're called Volume. They're books, and they've basically got blusher, eyeshadow, and probably a bit too much, but at the moment I need it. Right, they've got blusher, eyeshadow, highlighter, and bronzer in the same palette. And I really thought I like that idea. That's going to suit me well at the moment. Everything in one place apart from the lip product. And there's 3 volumes out. Now, I believe that one of them sold out, but I think it's back in stock. And that was the one that was all the kind of neutrally browns. And then there was one that was sort of peachy, orangey colours. And then one that was purpley pinks. And I got the purpley pinks. Right. Let's put a bit, I think I'm going to put some Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder on. Because I want to, the other one, the Doll 10 one is really good, but it actually warms up my complexion a bit much because I'm going to be trying out the P. Louise bronzers. So I want to keep my face quite neutral, apart from brightening under my eyes. I want to keep my face quite neutral at the moment and use that to kind of give me a bit of extra colour. There's always method to my madness, I promise you. Right, now let's show you this product. So I bought volume 1, I think it is. Pretty certain this is chapter 1. That's what it looks like. And it comes, it's like a book. Okay, and it's got this magnetic closure like that. And you can see that I haven't touched these. What I might do is swatch them all for you and put it on Instagram or TikTok, because that's going to take up a bit of time. But there are the eyeshadows, and it has a mirror this side. So those are all the eyeshadows. And then you turn the page. Those are all the blushes. And then you turn the page again. Those are all the bronzers. And those are all the highlighters. Can somebody just type hello, Ali? Because I'm a bit thrown at the moment, because normally, even if people aren't chatting directly to me, normally I see comments and I can't see any comments coming through. So it might be that people just don't want to comment, in which case that's fine. But I'm just worried that they're all asking questions and I'm not seeing them. So can somebody just type hello, Ali, so that I know it's working? Because I'm not sure why I'm not seeing comments. Not seeing any comments. This is looking a bit suspicious. Why am I not seeing any comments? There's 12 of you in here, so I'm sure that some of you are commenting. Shall I keep going? I'm going to keep going, but if you're asking me questions, I'm not ignoring you. I've just, for some reason, YouTube is not showing me any live comments at all in this video. So if you've got burning questions to ask about this or anything else, can you please put it in the non-live comments after this video? It's so annoying. The only other option I've got is to come off and come on again. But then that's going to lose people as well. So I've lost viewers just by talking about that. Anyway, let's carry on. I'm just going to carry on regardless. So I'm going to dig into these eyeshadows. Now, there's a good mixture here of mattes and shimmers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Some of them are sort of semi-matte. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mattes. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 really shimmery ones, and then some in between. Okay, so we're going to go in with that to start off with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the socket and start building up some colour. I'm going to start off using this very light pink. Just to, you'll probably not even see it, but where I've put that concealer on my eyes, I'm just setting it. Now, the reason P. Louise has so many different shades in her palettes is if you go and look at P. Louise Makeup Academy on TikTok, you'll see that they spend literally hours and hours doing one eye makeup look. And it's really, really artistic. And they build up the shade. So what they'll do is they'll start off like this. And I mean, I'm not doing this justice because some of the looks that they do, they literally take 8 hours to achieve. But they'll start off with a dark colour, and actually this isn't dark enough. But that's fine, I'm going to keep going with it. And they'll take the crease shade quite high up. In fact, they'll take it higher up than this. Okay. And as they start blending out, they'll go to fluffier and fluffier brushes, right? With their, I'm going to do the same on the other side, or I'm going to forget which shadow I've done the way I am at the moment. But they'll place it and then they'll start blending, and they do so much blending. This is really kind of bite-sized version of what they do. I wonder why the live comments aren't working. It's bizarre. It's a little bit off-putting, actually. Okay, and then what they'll do is they'll take a slightly lighter shade and they'll start using that with a fluffier brush. And they don't use, as opposed to Charlotte Tilbury that uses 3 brushes, they use a lot of different brushes. They'll go in with a lighter shade and they'll start using it to blend it out until there's not much of a gap between the brow and the top of the crease shade. Just a tiny amount. I'm not going to do it justice Because basically what they would do actually is they'd start out by going in with something a lot darker like this. This is the darkest shade in the eyeshadow palette. And then they would blend out using, I went in too light. But it's just to give you a bit of an idea about how they get the looks that they get on their pages, because they are absolutely stunning, but they take hours and hours to achieve. So you get this kind of rainbow effect. But then they've got so much more room, even if someone's got hooded lids, they've got so much more room below to put some lovely shimmery shades on. But it's all about having time to blend it in properly. Now I'm going to take a fluffier brush. I really should have got some more brushes together for this look. But never mind. Come on, brushes, where are you? I need at least another one that is, here we go. That's a little bit bigger than that. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this very light pink and start blending out the top using the light pink. They don't tend to use your typical transition shades to blend out. Like, you know, we talk about you can almost have a staple transition shade, which is skin-like in your kit. So, but what they tend to do is they just get gradually lighter and lighter and lighter. So I'm going in with a lighter pink rather than going for something that's going to blend with my skin. I'm going with something that's going to blend in with the top of that eyeshadow crease, but it's lighter, so that you don't get any harsh lines. Now, in the corner, obviously they go and they do that for hours, so we're going to fast forward a bit, but I'm going to take that very dark shade and I'm going to place it in the corner. Again, that's going to get rid of the look, and I'm using my fingers, the look of hooded lids. And the very darkest shade is called Book Lover. Well, I hope that you're all able to chat with one another, even if I can't see your comments. I hope you can see one another's comments. I'll have to find out afterwards. Maybe if my sister's watching, she can text me and say, yes, everybody else is commenting amongst themselves, or no, nobody can comment. That might be good. Lucy, if you're watching, can you do that? Just text me and let me know. Now, we've got these beautiful, beautiful shimmer shades. And I have to say that P. Louise does fantastic shimmer shades. I'm just looking at them all because I've literally not dug into this palette. That's nice. They're quite dark. And then she's got these other ones, the ones that I said are kind of semi-shimmer. They've got a little bit of shimmer in them, but not a lot. But I'm going to go in with this very lightest shade, which is called Bloom Baby. I've just wiped my hand. And I'm going to put that on my mobile lid. First of all, I might use one of the others. as well to have a kind of halo effect. But I love going in with these shimmers with my fingers because I always think it applies it really well. Plus I don't have to hunt around for 5 million brushes. So if you're just joining, I've seen a few people have just joined, just letting you know that for some peculiar reason, YouTube are not showing me any live comments. So if you're saying or asking me any questions, I'm not ignoring you. I cannot see any comments. And I know it must be a fault going on with YouTube because normally someone says, hi, Ali, how are you? Or they chat amongst themselves. So real apologies for that. But if you've got any questions, do leave them afterwards on replay and I'll read back through them all. And maybe I'll see the live comments on replay. I don't know. Sometimes you can do that. So that's the lightest one called Bloom Baby. And I'm going to go in with this Bound to Happen, which is a darker shade. And I'm going to put that in the outer corner next to that matte dark shade. Right, let's see what we can put underneath. I'm loving this so far. Now, I could use one of these to highlight under my brows, but I'm going to, as we've got a book of highlighters in here, I'm going to wait and do that with the highlighters. I'm going to go in underneath so that you can see as many shades as possible. I'm going to go in with, Now, I personally have to be careful with pinks under my eyes because they can make me look a little bit tired if I put pinks under my eyes. You can get away with it more when you've got lighter, bluer eyes. But when you've got brown eyes and you're feeling a bit ill, which, you know, I have been recently, then it got the tendency, if you're not careful with your shade, and making you look tired. But I'm going to go in with this one called Novel because although they're all sort of pinky, I'm hoping this looks more brown than pink. And I'm hoping it doesn't look too pink underneath. No, it doesn't. It looks more of a, it's got a bit of pink in it, but it's almost a brick shade. And actually that works quite well as a liner. Now what you can do with these as well, and they're really good for this, is you can actually mix them with one of those liquids to make them into a liquid eyeliner. I've got one here. I've forgotten the name of it, but I think you know what I mean. They're kind of mixing mediums and you can make your own eyeliner out of any eyeshadow that you want. But I quite like putting them on. My eyes don't water as much if I just put on an eyeshadow powder and use it as a liner. And then I'm going to take that up there. I didn't do that side, did I? Or did I? Doesn't look the same. I can't remember. Did I do that side? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go in with a little bit more anyway. Looks a bit darker in the corner, but not that much. So that's Book Lover. And then I went in with Bound to Happen. I did. It just didn't look as as dark. Right, and then I'm going to take this liner, what I'm using as a liner, which is called Novel. I'm just going to sweep that up and do a very subtle feline flick. And link it up with the top. I do love the pigment of these. So just in case you haven't seen this palette, that's what we're working with today. Okay, now I will get on to doing mascara and brows and whatever, but I want to move on to the next part of this book, which is the blushes. So you turn it over, and here you have the blushes. Okay, I'll take the plastic off. Peel here, it says. Peel here, except it doesn't come off when you peel there. Hold on a minute. This isn't going to come off very quickly. Okay, so those are the blushes without the wrapping on. And that's the next thing in the book. So what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to flick over to the next one. I'll tell you why. I want to bronze first before I put my blush on. Now, if you watch Charlotte Tilbury's makeup videos, Charlotte always puts her blush on last. And she said it's the best way to judge how much to put on. And I do think the more I've done makeup over the years, the more I think she's right. But I don't always put blush on last, but I definitely would want to put my bronzer on first before my blush. Because once you've got your bronzer on, you're more likely to less likely to over apply your blush. Okay? It just makes more sense. It's very easy to over apply blush. Especially when you've got these vivid pinks. So here is a choice, by the way, of all the bronzing shades. So it would suit any skin tones. I mean, this one is very dark. I definitely would not want to use that. I'm going to go for something in between. I'm probably going to go... I'm going to go for this one, I think, at the top. This one, this side. And then if it's... I'll start off with this one. And if it's not really showing up very much, then I'll go darker. See, that's quite nice. What I'll do is I'll try one other, but I'll go in a bit lighter because it's a darker shade. But actually that is fine for me. These are also great little books for makeup artists because you've got every skin shade covered in those bronzers. Every skin shade. I thought I might try this one here, but I'm going to definitely go in a bit lighter with this one. So I'm just tapping it onto the brush and giving it a good tap. Now I can get away with this because one, I'm half Indian, so I've naturally always had a tan complexion. And also at the moment with being a bit unwell, I had a blood transfusion in hospital. I am quite pale. And yet my natural skin colour is now looking closer to what it normally is. But I like that. It's warmed up my face a bit. Now you can see that I'm now more confident about applying blush. Because if I'd gone in with the blush first, I've got more of what my skin colour normally is. When you put your foundation on, you're almost kind of setting yourself this blank canvas. And then and then you're adding colour back, and you're adding contrast in skin tone and textures and everything else. So it's doing things in a certain order can become quite important. Now, I love all these blushes. I love, love, love them all. I mean, I just love to dip into all of them. And I love bright pink or even very cool toned. I think what I'm going to do, because there's a mixture here, you've got these cool tones and some of them are warm toned pinks. And I do like a good cool toned pink. So I'm going to go and dip into this one here. And I'm going to use the same brush. And again, they're very pigmented, P. Louise. And they pick up a lot of product. So I would definitely suggest, if you're getting one of these palettes, they do pick up a lot of powder. So definitely, sometimes I'm lazy and I forget to do this, but I would definitely say if you're getting one of these, definitely give it a good tap, because you can always go back in with more if it's not giving you the effect, or you can go in with a darker one, as I will probably do in a minute. But it's more difficult to take it away. You can do it, I've shown you before with foundation, but it is more difficult to go in and take stuff away. Now, I'm going to go in with this cool shade, which is very much darker, that's underneath. And again, I'm going to tap it. You can see how much the brush picks up. And I'm going to just put this, dot it right in the centre, literally like that. I probably should have put that a bit higher up. Now what I'm going to do, because that brush picked up rather a lot, probably because I was too busy chatting, I'm just going to wipe that brush clean on my hand, because I don't want to put on any more product and then start blending it in. Now once I put the highlighter on, that will balance things out again. And interestingly, Charlotte Tilbury always puts her blush on after her highlighter. I don't always do that, that's for sure. Now, do you want to see these beautiful highlighters? Let's show you the beautiful highlighters that we have here. This is really, really off-putting, not seeing any comments. Because I love chatting to the Ali Pallies. But if I came off and came back on again, I know people don't always get informed. So anyway, we'll carry on. Here's the highlighters. And I know that there are quite a few of you will want to see swatches of these. I'll swatch you a couple of them now. But do look at my Instagram later and my TikTok, because I will swatch the whole lot of this. And show the final look that I did with it. But I love this one that looks like it's rose gold. But I'm glad that I put that on my hand, because it actually looks darker than it does in the pan. Then you've got this one that's sort of very... Now that looks darker than the other one, and yet it's not. So they don't look as much, they don't look the same as they do in the pan. So you've got to be a bit careful with these. So you've got golds, you've got rose gold, you've got, now I love, that to me is a rose gold, a lovely rose gold. So I think I'll try that one, and I'm going to try the one right at the top, which looks like that, those two. And I'm going to use my highlighter brush that I got from, oh, I thought this was the one that I got from Carla Cosmetics, but it's not. Hang on, here it is. my highlighter brush from Carla Cosmetics. I picked up my Real Techniques brush, which is equally as good, very similar. The Real Techniques setting brush is very similar to the Carla Cosmetics highlighter brush, okay? But this one is just a little bit, gives you just a little bit more diffusion. So I'm going to go in first of all with the darker of the two highlighters. And again, I'm going to just do a bit of a tapping off and put that on. That is gorgeous. Oh yes, I like that. Can someone press the hearts and so see if I can see whether or not I see any hearts flying in front of the screen? Because I can't see anything at all. What's going on here? Let's see. Ah! They've suddenly, I pressed a button and suddenly you all appeared. Thank you with the hearts. Suddenly you all appeared and I can now see all your messages. How bizarre. Hello, everyone. Hello, Anne. Hello. Hello, Sunshine. Hello, Robin. Hello, Anne Walters. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Jem. Hello, Stacey. Hello, all. Oh, do you know what? I feel so much happier. It's really weird doing a live without being able to see you. Oh, can anyone see my comments? Yes, Stacey. And I can see yours now. Hello, Chloe. You're beautiful already. Is Lucy here? Haven't seen her. She sometimes, what she does is she gets on with her housework and listens to me in the background. Name a car brand for an edit. What? Okay, yeah, I just pressed the comments button and suddenly you all appeared. Right, thank you. Right, I'm here now, so I can answer your questions. So I'm now going to put on this lightest shade here. So do go ahead and ask me questions. Sorry, I'm holding the hearts upside down. I'm going to put this lightest shade on the top. These remind me of, do you know what? I'm going to give up because I can't remember names anymore. I'm just even more name blind than I was before I went into hospital. Stacey will remember. The people that do the really, really full-on highlighters. And this one I love as well, this highlighter. Now that one I'm going to use, that's the lightest of all of them. I'm going to use that one under my brow. Let's get a brush for that one. I'm so pleased that I can see you all now. The highlights are stunning, aren't they? And the dark ones, I mean, this one is really nice as well. So again, there's a good mixture of warms and cool toned highlighters. All this side are kind of warm toned and all this side are cool toned. So you can do warm toned and cool toned looks, or you can mix and match, you know. I'm going to put a bit of this cool toned lightest one in the center of my lid. And then I'm going to put some of the warm toned one down my nose. And over there. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It is, isn't it? Really pretty, pretty palette. And I just love the fact that it's in the book. And do you know what else? Let me just draw your attention to this. Before I finish off this look, because obviously I need to put some mascara and liner, which this book doesn't have, and I need to put on lipstick, right? But what I love it also in this book is that, first of all, on the first page, you've got the mirror, okay? And it's got inspirational messages. So on the first page, it says, mirror, mirror on the wall, I have the courage to achieve it all. And then on the second page, it says, never dread to turn the page or to grow that little bit older. I know that my journey is a gift and worth the weight on my shoulders. Create your own fairy tale. And then the bronzer side says, it's a brand new chapter, a whole new start, each year that blooms more beautiful than art. What do you want to achieve in your new chapter? And there's a space to write what you want to achieve. And then the last page where the highlighters are says, remember it's time to hold your own and to reach your full potential. Take up as much room as you need, babe, because your happiness is the highest essential. Isn't that great? Ofra, I meant Ofra, you're right. I knew Stacey would get it. It reminds me of Ofra. A little bit more, you know, I love my Estee Lauder one, the moment. I would recommend that to absolutely everybody for every occasion. This is going to be a little bit more, you can see it's a highlighter, but it's still very finely milled. So it doesn't look glittery, but you know it's makeup because it's too obvious that it's makeup. The good thing about the Estee Lauder one that I was showing you in recent videos is that as you turn your face, you can't quite tell whether or not it's makeup or it's just that you've got good skin. I'm lucky I have that. Well, I'll talk to you about this. So at the moment, this is £40, okay, to buy. But I think, considering you've got an eyeshadow palette with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 shadows in there, then you've got 2, 4, 8 blushes, you've got 8 bronzers, and you've got 8 highlighters. I think that's pretty good value. But, you know, she might reduce, depending on, I think it will depend on whether or not they sell out. They have been popular in the volume 3, which was the browns, sold out within a day. And the first day they went up, sold out. But I think they're back in stock. So they've got all the kind of coppers and browns in. And that's volume 3. Volume 2 is the one that's got all the peachy orange tones. And this one is volume 1. Now, what I thought as I came down the stairs, the reason that you keep seeing me, apart from the fact that I've been in hospital and in intensive care for anybody new joining me today, the reason that I'm always sitting in my dressing gown is not just because I haven't really been able to go out and get anywhere, but also because my mobility is so poor. My dressing gown's got pockets in it. And this was upstairs. I bought this down. And some of you will remember that I bought this just before Christmas. It was a Christmas present from my dad. I got some Estee Lauder for Christmas and it enabled me to get that big set that you all saw. And this was the lipstick that I got, and I thought this is going to go perfectly with this look because I knew I was doing a pink look. And I thought, I knew I had down here the Queen lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury, which would go perfectly. So I'm going to use the Queen lip liner by Charlotte Tilbury, which looks like this. Okay. And I'm going to use this lipstick by Estee Lauder, which is called Enigma. Okay, and I'm just going to swatch you that. So I'm definitely all pink today. And I thought that's a perfect match with the Queen. It's almost identical, actually. Thank you. And you know what? I'm so glad that the other reason I'm really glad that I managed to work out why I wasn't seeing the comments is that there's quite a few new people on here today, such as Emerson, Taylor's version, hello, and Leahy Mohammed, hello, and somebody who's called hello, so I can say hello, hello. I suspect that may have been the reason you called your channel hello. Is it? Maybe it's your name. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I'm gonna really annoy you. I'm gonna really annoy you now. But I will say, definitely tell your friends to keep subscribing, and to keep watching, because I'm trying to get better, and you know I'm on a slow recovery road. But in the coming months, I can't tell you, and it's because I can't tell you how long it's going to take for me to recover enough to feel up to doing it. But there's going to be a lovely surprise coming up. And I probably will big it up so much that it might be a disappointment afterwards. But there's something that's really given me the motivation to really get better. But I'm going to do something that I'm really looking forward to on, it'll either be on YouTube or Instagram or possibly TikTok. Okay, so don't stop following me. I'll give you a clue. It's a collab. That's all I'm going to say. I'm from Russia. I'm from the UK. Semiazino. Hello, Semiazino. I know. Do you know what, Terry? Thank you. Terry's just said she'll be following me forever. Do you know what? I sent Rebecca a message just when I got out of hospital, and I said, you know, I felt so overwhelmed, and so did my sister, by you lot, that we're all like texting asking how I was when I was in hospital, especially when I was completely out of it and unconscious in intensive care. And Rebecca made me laugh, and she said, don't worry about that, Ali. She said, your followers would follow you off the edge of a cliff. And it just made me giggle. I'll never forget her saying that. Your followers would follow you off the edge of a cliff. Right, now the lipstick. Oh, thank you. Hello. That's so uplifting at the moment because I don't actually feel very stunning. So it's very nice to hear that I can still look a bit glamorous. As I said, because I've been a bit of a poorly girl. So it's very nice to hear. Thank you. And my teeth are all crooked and need to be seen, but I can't have any dental work until April because of the medication that I'm on. So my teeth are terrible. Now, shall I put on some, I'll put on some mascara and a bit of liner. What should we do? I think, I know I put this on. No. I know. I was going to put on the Victoria Beckham blue. Now, blue always goes really well with pink. But if you saw my video about tired complexions, you will see I got one of Daniel Sandler's eyeliners in purple. And it doesn't look like, you look at that and you think, oh, that looks nearly black. But it really makes your eyes pop. What I might do is a bit of both. I'll put some of this under here. Because purple will contrast with any eye colour, right? It will make any eyes pop. Whether you've got blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, it will contrast with your eye colour. So it's going to make any eyes pop. And it doesn't have to be a really vibrant purple. Now, what I love about Daniel's eyeliners, they're as soft as the Victoria Beckham ones, but they're waterproof and they don't make my eyes water. I mean, my eyes are watering a little bit at the moment, but that's not his liner. I had this on all day the other day when I did that tutorial. You have grey eyes. Well, it will contrast with grey as well. Hello, Roberto. I always say, unless you've got purple eyes, it's going to contrast with every colour eyes. And I've yet to have someone come on here and say, I've got purple eyes. Does anyone know anyone with purple eyes? Maybe they've got them. Maybe they exist somewhere in the world. But I'm going to show you this. If you put this contrasting cool toned blue in your waterline, you know it's a trick I love doing. I'll do it on one eye. See how it brings it all forward even more. Oh, you subscribed. Thank you. Yeah, definitely look at his eyeliners. Now, Terry, unfortunately, you're about a week too late for this. But keep an eye out, because on Daniel's website, and by the way, he does ship internationally. He's a UK site, but he does ship internationally. He had an offer on. I actually got the eyeliner free because I got a watercolour blush, right? But if you keep an eye out, he might bring that offer back. But yeah, whenever you bought an eyeliner, whenever you bought either a watercolour gel blush or a drops, you basically got a free eyeliner of your choice. Do you see what I mean? And then you put on your mascara. And I need to find one of those little itty-witty pillow talk ones. The samples. You really want me to do your makeup? That's so sweet of you. Do you know what? I've thought of all sorts of things like that when I get better. At the moment, I can't commit to doing anything like that because I've been so poorly, but I'd love to at some point in the future start making people up again. I used to do it. I used to make people up for their weddings. I trained as an opera singer, and at the same time I did some makeup training, and I started singing at friends' weddings and making them up. And then people that were at their weddings started asking me to do their weddings and make them up as well. So I used to have to turn up in the morning, make them up, then get to the church and rehearse with the organist. I'm in the UK. Yeah, we haven't got snow here just yet, but it's gone very cold. And I suspect we'll have it tomorrow. And of course, I've got to get to an appointment tomorrow, haven't I? Yeah, do you know what? I've been on so much. Thank you. So, hello said, your voice is amazing. I'm pretty sure you were a great singer, and you still are, even though I didn't hear you sing, but still, your voice is amazing. I have to say, my singing voice at the moment is awful. It really is awful. And I'm on so much medication to deal with all the various illnesses that I've had recently that my singing voice has gone out the window, to be honest. But I think I can hand on heart say I'm not a boaster, but my voice used to be really good. And I must find some tapes or something so that you can hear me. But if I started to sing now, you'd think I was making it up. But I was at Guildhall School of Music, and Ewan McGregor was there at the same time. And the Go Compare man that does Go Compare, he was the year below me. And yeah, I'll find some recordings. And it's so hot. Well, Robin, where are you? Did I sing for you one time? Yeah, you're in England and have no snow. I've got no snow here. But there are areas in England that have got snow. So hello's from India. Hello, by the way, just to let you know, I am half Indian. My dad is Indian, but he was born in Fiji. Right, I'm going to do my brows afterwards. But the other thing that I actually showed you on my most recent video, and I'm going to show you, I've probably got enough bronzer, but I haven't tried this yet, and I really wanted to. Let me just find it. This is the watercolour blush that I got recently, and I really wanted to try it. Now, I showed you the other day, I did a video showing you how you can warm up your foundation. If you've got foundation that's a little bit too light, you can warm up your foundation and you can mix it with your primer and you can do all sorts of things. You have to shake the bottle, and he does a lot of blushes. But the one thing I haven't done yet is actually apply it. I've been mixing it into his primer, but I haven't actually applied it neat as a bronzer. And I've probably got enough bronzer on now, but I'm going to add a little bit more because I just want to try it out. So you see, that's the drop there. And I'm just going to put some there, and I'm going to just rub it in with my finger. I'm kind of almost using it as a contour because of where I'm putting it, because I just don't want to cover up everything that I've already done. But I'll put a bit on my head. And it's got a beautiful, very subtle sheen to it. When I say a gold sheen, you can't see it, you won't see glitter, but it will just warm up your complexion and give you that sheen without it looking glittery. And great if, like me, you don't go out in the sun and your neck is completely different colour than your face, and it looks like you've got foundation on that's too dark, which I haven't. It's just, I've always said this to those that followed me for a while. You're going to hear the same joke. Sorry, excuse me. But I've always said I'm half English and half Indian. And my chest is English and my face is Indian. I got my chest colour from my mum and I got my face colour from my dad. You need to give a lot more tips to do makeup. I really like the tips and they do really work. Yeah, I've done loads of tips, so do watch my videos, as Terry said. I had to come out of school 2 hours early because of the snow. Oh, I bet that you'd love... my son will be praying. Will be praying to come out of school 2 hours early. He'll be praying that it's closed tomorrow. He hates going to school. He can't wait to start college. So, yeah. Now, the school that he went to wasn't the best school, to be honest. And it was all to do with when we moved and catchment areas and things. But he's looking forward to starting college because he's been able to pick the college he wants to go to. And it's a completely different atmosphere, isn't it? Anyway, that is my look for today. I'll do my brows and I'll do a picture of the final look on Instagram, and I'll do also some swatches of the whole palette. But if you do like this palette, it's by P. Louise. She's got a website. She's got a TikTok shop. I was not gifted this. I bought it with my own money. So there's nothing in it for me to sell it. I don't get commission on this. You know that Daniel Sandler and I are friends. And I did get gifted this. But it wasn't for me to do a video on it. He just, because we've become friends over the years, he sent me this as a kind of get well present for Christmas with no expectation that I was going to do a video on it whatsoever. I'm always honest about these things because I think it's important that you don't think that I'm recommending something because I'm going to earn money out of it. And if there is ever anything that I'm going to earn a little bit of commission, like if you buy anything from Amazon and I've put a link on Amazon, then I earn a tiny bit of commission. But we're talking about 5 pence. You know, it literally is like that. On something that costs £5, I'll get 5 pence. So there is nothing in it for me to say to you, I think this is a great idea. And I think just one of the things that a lot of people have said about P. Louise, which I find, is that although her palettes are really great, a lot of them are very big. And certainly for me, when you've got mobility problems, you don't want to pick up a great big palette. But this is the size of a book. And you've got everything in there apart from your lipstick to do your makeup. So I just think this is a far better option. And you've got your choice of shades. So volume 1 is pinks and purples. Volume 2 is your peaches and oranges. And volume 3 is your browns and neutrals. Okay, so do have a look at her website or her TikTok shop if you're in the UK. I don't know whether you can shop on the TikTok shop if you're outside the UK, but I think you can on her website. And you'll find this book, which is called A Brand New Chapter, and this is volume 1. Okay, I'm going to go now. Do I know the brand Temu? I do know the brand Temu. I've not bought from them, though. Yeah, I do know the brand Temu, but I've not bought from them. You can't. Do I have any products from MAC? I do have products from MAC, yes. I've got loads of products from MAC. I'm just quickly looking to see if there's any other burning questions. I love the Amazing Digital Circle. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday. I love the Amazing Digital Circus. All right, I'm going to go now. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like this video. And sorry about the start and not seeing the comments. YouTube are constantly changing how you use this site. So anyway, we got there in the end. Take care. Love you all. Mwah.